from. Amen. You can be seated if you can, but I thank God. Come on, give him praise. She was so young, her mama hit the sign for her to marry me. Some of y'all, just a little younger than me. But God gave us a beautiful family, put us together, saved us. She got saved first early. I came to church drunk because she was in church at 11 o'clock at night. I said, ain't nobody staying in church that late. So I took me a cab to church, drunk, just to make sure she was in church. You ain't gonna use that one on me. But I thank God for her. This is my wife, Catherine. I didn't know which one, so I started going out with her friend. Yeah, that's the true story. And God blessed us. Gave us 4 daughters. There's one there, Patrice, my grandson. She sent me a message on Facebook. Don't say nothing about me. The other 4 girls are everywhere. Kuwait, Florida, North Carolina, the other 3 girls. And all these other kids that are like my kids. Look at them all of them in here. They're like my kids. They come over my house, eat my food, everything, you know. And I thank God for it. I also have to thank God for Mr. Hammond, Gilbert Hammond. Lord have mercy. I thank Mr. Hammond the day I got to Junction City in the bus station. Down on 10th Street, but it was down there. And he set me up with an apartment. I came here to Junction City, to Chicago. I'm not from Junction City. I've been here so long, it's my home. All right, over half of my life. But Mr. Hammond, I met him, and he met him in the bus station, got me an apartment over on 3rd Street across from the old church there, right across the street. He told me that I need to go across the street there. And I didn't come, but my wife did, but I didn't come. I came a couple of times, but not faithfully. And he used to minister to me all the time, tell me what I couldn't do and what I could do. Don't have this person in your house, don't have that. I was young, I was 18. So you need instruction like that. Don't let this person come around. If somebody was around the house, he'd tell. And if this person was here, if I was doing something wrong, he'd tell. So yeah, so he's been in my life ever since I came to Junction City. Took me to the hotel, Homestead. I was a 4-star back then. And stayed overnight, and the next day I moved in property. And Mr. and Mrs. Tavish, they've been in my life for so long. always see me around, just never pass me by. You know how some people can do you? They see you in Walmart, but they don't see you in Walmart. They saw me. If they see you, they see you. They ain't gonna let you go. They like, hey, come on over here. I love to hear him talk, you know. But now when she see me, she say, Tony, come on. She just coming. She loves me so much. Beautiful. We have beautiful pastors here. And I want to get you beautiful. Let's get everything out of here. And it does my heart good. And I'm going to talk about that some. And this year, for my wife and I, it's been a year of a new beginning for our family. They said in the book, I was in ministry for 29 years. Got saved there. And last year, God told my wife and I to make some changes. And it was a hard decision. You know, some decisions you can make, they take some struggle, you know. And we struggled for this, and we went back and forth. And this year, we made some good decisions, we made some bad decisions, but we were serving for 29 years faithfully. And we went out looking for a church. And, you know, that's one of the worst things you can do after 29 years. You know, that's just like being married 29 years and talking about you go looking for another wife. Man, that would be hard. I don't know what I would do. Because she knows she can't find another me. But she didn't want to marry me. I made her lamb all the way to the altar. I had a lamb before she knew it. She had a ring on her finger. But for 29 years we did. And we searched. And you have so many different things out here, as the preacher said this morning. You got all kind of things going on in churches. We have been somewhere everywhere and done some everything. I've been to Germany and everywhere to preach, Georgia, all different places we've been. And you see so much of so many different things. So people are searching for this one thing that I'm going to talk about this morning. We were looking for a church, and we were searching, but we weren't searching for the right thing. And I remember the first place we went that we left, my grandson, who's sitting right there, he just sat up and just cried. Because at that age, they don't understand when God tells you to make a transition. When God has something different he wants to do in your life. And I'm talking about leaving a whole lot of things that God was working in our life. And God saying, I told you last year to make this step. And you said, no, God. But don't you know, there come a time in your life when you got to love God more than people? You got to love God more than things and positions. You got to be obedient to his word and not obedient to the person, but be obedient to God when he speaks to you and tell you to move. Amen. So we look for a church. And I'll tell you so many different types of church. You go and people have made so many things out of just serving God. You got these churches that just built on faith. The foundation is faith. All we do is have faith. But they lack in praise. Then you had a church that we built on praise. But we ain't believing God for nothing. They're lacking faith. You have a church that their foundation is built on healing and deliverance. But everybody in there broke. You got the prosperity church that, hey, we believe that money coming. But all of us sick. So we search for a church. And God said, quit looking for a church and just go to where I sent you. So when we walked through these doors, we found what we were searching for. And we were looking for a foundation, and the foundation was L-O-V-E. Come on, give them a praise. We was looking for love. And all the wrong places. We weren't looking for a church pastor, but we were looking for love. After being injured, talked about, misused, and mistreated, God said, quit looking for a church. You got the church in And so we walked in here, and all I could feel was love. Now, I'm not going to tell you I said this is the place when I walked in, because in 29 years, you don't just jump out. If I've been married 29 years and I get married next week again, y'all going to be thinking something. Y'all say he had a girlfriend all along. So, we were looking, and we came here, and you weren't here the morning that we joined in July. You were out of town. And I kept telling my wife, I said, I'm going to let you know when I'm ready. You know the husband can be stubborn sometimes. Can't they, wives? Sometimes. She said, Tony, if we've been coming here all this long, you might as well just join. I said, come on, baby, it's been a long time. Let's just wait. And so, Mr. Priest that morning, and she sat down, didn't open the doors to the church. I said, well, hey, it ain't time yet. And I'm turning around talking, and I turn back around, and they calling me up to the front, out to the side. Said, your wife said y'all want to join. You know how women... I'd be good, we were back in the back. You know, I was sitting across the table for a Philip, and I was like, we gotta talk when we get home, you know. But it didn't hit me until God had to speak to me and said, remember what I told you. We're worried about people and worried about what I want to do in your life. And I tried to sit back. Pastor Johnson tell you, I sat way back in the bleachers when you catch the foul ball. You know, and it lost some momentum by the time to get back there. You know, so I'm sitting back there, and he called me. He said, you called me a few times. I'm not going to let you sit here and be dormant. I don't care what you do, but I ain't going to let you sit here. And actually, what I wanted to do is go somewhere and just sit and nobody know who I was. Because after you've been through so many things sometimes, you just want to sit back and say, look, because see, you know, the enemy will make you hate church. He'll make you hate church folks. He'll have you hate church music. He'll have you hate church, the jerking and the jumping and the praise and all these little church jargon I didn't even want to hear. But it's something about the name of Jesus. You just can't help but hear. Hallelujah. Give God some praise. You may get tired of hearing church people, but when you hear the name of Jesus, hallelujah, things start shaking up in you. I ain't even got to the sermon yet. Look at that halfway over there. But anyway, I'm going to talk about this. This love is an action word. See, if you love me, you're going to do something. You know, do I got any sisters with me? You don't want to love nobody that's sitting on the couch playing PlayStation all day. But if you love me, you're going to go get a job. Or a hustle or something. You're going to be making bootleg CDs out the trunk or something. Love is an action word. I'm selling some water at Walmart in a parking lot. Love is an action word. You're going to do something if you love me. Get you a legitimate hustle. You know what I'm saying? If you really love me, boo, go get you some hustle. I'm not going to love you if the lights are cut off. How can I love you when the babies are hungry? But you're going to do something if you love me. The ladies used to say finance go with romance, right? You're going to pay some bills. I remember back in the days when I had a little bit of money when I was in the army, I was pulling auto parts off of cars down at the junkyard for people on the weekends with my friend. To make $20 here, $30 here. You're going to do something if you love that woman. But I'm not going to get into that because I can tell you how to love a woman. Because she's been loving me for a long time. You see how she's smiling and like this, she looks so young, that's because you love them the right way. They'll look good because they ain't stressed. Shine your poop for you if you love her the right way. Listen. So, we're talking about the love of God, though. where I came from and what I did. Tell you how to love them and teach them how to forgive them. But it's an action word. It's going to do something. The same way with the women. You got to love that man. Huh? When you get married, you ain't all that old sexy thing you used to be for anybody else, but just for him. You lose that flirtatious spirit, but you got it for him. You ain't trying to draw attention to yourself. See, if you love him, you're going to learn how to cook chicken sometime. Sometime. Quit warming me up with ramens with sausages cut up in it. See, you got me. I'll tell you. She didn't know. I bought a whole chicken once. She was like, what is this? She didn't know how to cut up a chicken, so I taught her how to cut up a chicken. Cut up chicken. It was whole. We got everything, even the tail we ate. Everything on the chicken we ate. But you were sisters. You would learn how to do something. Learn how to wash the clothes, dry them, then fold them. So he won't go to work all wrinkled up and everything like that. It's an action where you do things for each other. You comb your baby's hair. You don't send them to school looking all raggedy and everything like that. But it's an action word that y'all work hand in hand together. Now that's what I see right here. Every time I see one, I usually see the other. So it's action. Now listen to this. Love, this mannerism, it's a disposition. It's a mind of love. You got to have it in your mind and in your heart. And this action word. And the one thing that I want to talk about this morning is that love is an attitude. Or this morning, we're going to have the attitude of love. Somebody say the attitude of love. Attitude of love. Now, it prompts action. When you see somebody in need, it prompts you to do something. You see your brother walking down the street, it prompts you to ask the brother, do you need a ride? Is that right? It says we owe it to do something to help you, to encourage you. You know, when I told you that I had, when I was in need and when I needed something and when I was going through a few things, I had been up and down a few different things. And I remember I said, I got to do something for myself and for my family. I had got hospitalized. They took a tumor out of my spine. I was on disability. Then this young man came into office and had Social Security reform and all this stuff and changed my disability. And they sent me a letter saying, hey, you're not on disability anymore. Now, love let it roll for a couple of months. I'm talking about my wife. She let it roll for a couple of months without a disability check. But I remember one afternoon, love rolled over and said, look, bro. That's exactly how she said it. You're going to have to get a job. You know, we had a business for 15 years. You know, I would roll on that. I say, hey, I come down there and manage the beauty salon. I was down there washing hair. Anything I could do, you know, but after a while, Pastor, love say, hey, you know, we need some help. So it's an action word. It has no respected person. Love seeks the opportunity to do good. You have to have that attitude of love. How many of y'all like to have an attitude? See, I want y'all tomorrow morning, I'm not going to be too much longer, but wake up tomorrow morning with an attitude.